Summer solstice. (2020). So, quite a solstice update this will be. 90 days after the pandemic started was the same day as 90 days of me in Germany, which is how long my tourist visa lasted. On that day, I applied for a freelancer artist visa. The deadline had actually been extended a bit because of Corona, but I applied on the 90-day mark. And immediately after applying, I packed up my bags and went to the bungalow. The bungalow is in Lenitz, which is a part of Oranienburg, which is part of the state of Brandenburg, which is adjacent to Berlin. I'm renting this bungalow, and I started renting it in a state of disrepair. So I'm renting it in the state of not nice, and then I will do the renovation work and all the many hours of labor, cleaning up, getting rid of old junk, removing pieces of the house that are gross or old or dirty or smelly or whatever, replacing them, all of this. So I went there on the 90-day mark, spent 3 days there in silence, and came up with a million good ideas. I've kind of had an episode like this. It coincided with reducing my medication that I've been on for 12 years for depression and bipolar, which I believe may be stifling to creativity as well. The mood stabilization is good in some ways and harmful in other ways, because it smooths out the hard parts, and it smooths out the jagged parts that aren't hard but are creative. They're aberrations, they're different, they're movements on the graph far away, they're deviations that are extreme, and it removes them as well, maybe, I don't know. But anyways, I had this 3 days of silence and 3 days during which I figured out this question I've had for a long time, which has been, how can I offer my gifts to the world? You know, people have told me that I have unique abilities, or that I have certain strengths that people don't see often, and they're appreciated. Having compassion be a guiding force in my life, and encouraging listening to those around you, listening to yourself, asking yourself questions, reflecting, and paying attention, generally, mindfulness, and appreciation of the beauty around you. These are some of the things, that are appreciated, I'm told, by the people that I love, people that I share myself with. The things that people like about me, things that people appreciate about me, that maybe encourage healing or self-discovery or growth, which are all the same thing, I guess, in different ways. So the question has been, how can I do that with my time and energy? Share those things, encourage those things. I need to also get some money in response to that expenditure. So, do I want to be a teacher? I thought about that for a long time. I wanted to be a teacher for a long time, but I never found a place where I wanted to be a teacher. I never saw an institution where my energy could go into teaching and I could be compensated properly, and where my energy, where almost all of it can go to the important work and almost none of it go to some extra bullshit. And so I've never seen an opportunity for teaching where I could connect with people, where I could encourage love, where I could encourage self-growth and all these things. Teaching, I never found a way that I could do that. And the next focus of, what I should do, be a therapist. Anyone who I told I had this plan, I think I'm going to go study to become a therapist, everyone says, that's great, you'd be an amazing therapist. For some people I already am sort of a therapist, which I've moved away from, but in the past I've had certain relationships where it's a friendship, but it's pretty much just me encouraging the other person to seek out what makes them feel full and whole and whatever, and validating people, just being a good listener, without receiving support in return, really. I've grown past that stage, but anyway, I thought about maybe I should be a therapist and researching programs for that and researching careers for that, but knowing that this is going to be a very difficult thing to do for me emotionally, and how do you do the money part? How can I get compensated properly for my time and energy that I can offer to someone? If they have to pay me out of pocket, then it's only going to be people who can afford it. That's bullshit. If they have to pay through health insurance, then I got to deal with health insurance, which is a huge scam industry, and all these restrictions, and just again, it's institutional structures around the work are bullshit and time consuming and energy consuming, and I didn't really want to do that, and also saw limitations of just we're gonna meet in a room and talk and that's all. I don't know. And then investing tens of thousands of dollars in education, knowing that it's just all the shit that has to happen before getting to a place where I can start to really share my gifts with people. There's a lot of discouraging things there as well. But those were the two main ideas or opportunities that were available to paths that were available for me to take in this search for. I want to offer what I have to others, to those who need it. I want to help people to heal themselves, and I need to get paid for it too. These options were close in some ways, but so restrictive in other ways, and ultimately not choices that I made, paths that I ultimately did not choose to go down. And I still, though, I had this belief that I'll figure out how to do it in some other way. There's got to be some way that I can. Noon already? Wow. We're back to the solstice. The solstice update. Where was I? Bungalow. Figured it out. What am I gonna do? Lots of things. Lots of good things. And it's nice. This is the most excited I've ever been about life. The most alive I've ever felt. Maybe. It's hard to remember. But definitely the last 6-7 years. Yeah, I finished undergrad 7 years ago. I'd say in the last 7 years, this is definitely the most incredible I've ever felt. The most excited. Very, very good things are coming. Very good things are here. And great. So there's all of this social unrest. The fight for racial justice has been ongoing forever, and recently the participation in civil disobedience, the participation mostly in just gathering, embodied protest. It's become a popular thing. A lot of people are showing up in ways they never have before. Friends of mine posting on Facebook who never before would attend these things. Now they're attending them. Many people are, and some change is coming from it, and it's, I think, the beginning of a trajectory leading towards a lot of intense things are coming. Definitely going to be some of these dudes have been doing the mass shootings. These are the same dudes who do domestic violence, and the ones that are filled with hatred, and who are not letting themselves cry. It's this toxic masculinity thing, and a lot it's this white supremacy thing, and anyway, these people are going to be killing protesters, I'm sure. Yeah, I have worries about a lot of different things about what's coming next, but what I can do is offer a space for healing, and a space for growth, a space for recovery, and a space for conversation. I mean, it's many different kinds of spaces, actually, is what I can offer, and I'm figuring it all out, and it's amazing. Very good. So, yeah, to sum up this solstice update, which is taking a bit of time for me to do it, and just let it be me rambling. I need to give myself a rule that no, you can't do a few versions of it. Sit down and write it out. Read it. At least just write the outline and go over the points, and keep a damn timer. You can't be rambling on here for 25 minutes. Who's gonna listen to that? No one. That's all right. No one's gonna listen to it. It's fine. I don't know. I got different voices in my head about it, but I think this one should be the rambling one, and then I should do project updates as well, which are concise. Cogent. Yes, this is good. Compared to, what is this guy talking about? He just keeps on rambling for a long time. He talks funny too. Yeah, end of the solstice update. For those of you who I have not talked to in a while, those of you who I love who I have not talked to in a while, how are you? what's going on. I'd like an update from you as well, if you'd like. Okay. Ciao. Tschüss. Tata. Bye bye. আবার দেখা হবে